Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I have a channel, but it's not being very useful, but it's fine. I'm gonna share with you about something that is very close to my heart. It's very personal, it's about me, but I'm trying to be very open about it. I want to talk about it. It's my personal choice. This is not like tips how to know. This is like my personal opinion, and I feel like there are many people out there who are facing the same thing. And the reason why I decided to record this video is because this video is for future me. Dear Aliah, if sometimes in the future you are facing a big challenge in your life, watch this video. I'm an engineering student in McGill University, electrical engineering to be specific. This is my third year, my 5th semester, and this is so far the most challenging semester ever. It started off with the kind of courses that I'm taking this semester. I have to take 4 courses. I had to take 5, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna take 4 because I think 5 courses are too overwhelmed for me. So I took only 4 courses, and luckily, alhamdulillah, this is my final week. Like, I have 1 more exam left and I'm done. So it's been very tough, it's been very challenging, and I'm gonna tell you why it's challenging. This semester, one of the courses that I have to take is design course. So this design course is about robotics. It's about you programming the robots, and the robot have to move, and the robot needs to do what you want it to do. And I felt like, no, programming is not a thing for me. I have taken 2 programming classes and I am totally not good at it. I'm bad at it. So I was being very overwhelmed by the workload, by the project. I got very anxious every time before the demo. So every week we had to demo our robot to the teaching assistant, and I felt very scared. I felt very nervous because I didn't know how to code. My partner, thank God, he's like, he knows everything. He's like genius. So he would do the coding, I would do the hardware part, I would do the documentation. But the thing is, the teaching assistant would ask me questions about programming too. Like, oh my god, I have no idea. But my partner would explain stuff to me, so I'm good. But I'm still like being very nervous. I'm like, no, I'm not confident enough. Like, because you know, when you didn't have hands-on experience on that thing and people ask you to explain stuff, you're just like, no, I don't know. Like, your mind just like got blocked and you don't know how to explain, and it would somehow affect your mark. On top of that, design courses, I have a lot. Like, every courses I have labs, I have lab reports, I have quizzes, I have midterms, I have so many things, assignments, and it just got to me like I felt very stressful, and so I thought it's like a normal semester. Like, every semester I would complain about the same thing, right? But this semester it got worse when I started to have shortness of breath. Like, one time while I was working on my school stuff, then I was like, I can't breathe at all. Like, I just literally felt like my heart stopped beating for like few seconds, and I don't think that's normal. I felt like, yo, do I have heart disease? Like, I was very confused, like, why? Like, it never happened to me before. Even with like SPM and IB workload, like, it never happened to me. So what is this? And it didn't happen like just once, it happens like twice or 3 times. And it also happened when I was like FaceTiming with my parents, and they were like so worried, like, you have to see the doctor because this is not normal. But I'm like, you know, let's chill. Like, I have to stay positive, I have to relax and not think about it. Like, you know, just go with the flow. That's how I calm myself down. But it didn't work. Next, the major things that happened to me was like I couldn't sleep. Every day in the morning, like every week, I would have morning class at 8 a.m, 8:30 a.m to be specific. So I have to like wake up very early to go to class. And I just started to sleep at like 5 or 6 a.m. If that day I could sleep, I would have like weird dreams, and I could remember every single dream that I dream about. I don't have enough sleep. I have like talked to seniors, I talked to my friends, and some of them are in med school, and I asked them like, is this normal? Should I see the doctor? You should see the doctor now. And the doctor, when I met the doctor, I had to like book appointment and everything. So when I went there and I'm like, oh, I want to schedule for an appointment, and this lady was like, okay, what's your problem? Like, oh, I have shortness of breath, insomnia, like I ate a lot, I don't know what's wrong with me. And she said like, oh, this is serious, you have to see the doctor now. So she scheduled an appointment for me at that moment, and I went to see the doctor. And the doctor said like, oh, it's not asthmatic attack, because I thought I had asthmatic attack, but apparently no, that's not asthmatic attack, that's like anxiety disorder. That's how I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder. They asked me to see counselors, also for the academic counselor, so that they can schedule some things for me, so I don't have to take like certain labs to reduce my workload. But I didn't, because I felt like I'm a strong, independent woman. What is you talking about, right? So done with the first part. The second part that I think my anxiety disorder was getting worse is when I suddenly cried at night for no reason. I would cry for every single reason. I'm that kind of person. Like I easily cry. I easily got touched by stuff. I'm very sensitive. But this time is not a normal kind of crying. It's just like I would cry and cry for no reason. I don't know what's wrong with my life. I just felt very weak, and I would cry and cry and cry, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Then that's the moment when I'm like, Aliah, you are a very strong, independent woman, but this is not normal. You have to do something. To make things worse, this semester, I hate this topic. I lost my grandparent, one of my grandparents, my grandfather, and I don't know, it's just like you are far away from home. Okay, I know my grandfather, he was admitted to the hospital because of he has ulcer in his stomach, and he's old and he's already weak. One night, as usual, I couldn't sleep, and at like 1 a.m. in the morning, my mom called me and she told me my grandfather has passed away. And I was not as close to him because we lived in different cities, but his absence was truly felt. So, and plus I was far away from home, and what could I do, right? I could only pray for him. I never thought that losing someone would make you cry as much. I cried so much that I couldn't even do my lab. I couldn't even do anything. I would just stay in bed. I decided to just stay in my room, like seclude myself from the surrounding for like the whole weekend. So I cried and cried, and every time I remember about this incident, like it got me crying even more. On top of that, my grandma was also hospitalized because her heart condition is not stable. She was admitted to the emergency ward for quite a long time, and she wasn't there at my grandfather's funeral, which is very sad because those things happen at once. It's it's too much. It's too much for me. That was like my maternal grandparents. On my paternal side, my dad's side, my paternal grandfather was diagnosed with blood cancer. Losing one has already got me into a very sad situation. I can't imagine losing more. But alhamdulillah, now both of them are like recovering. I lost only one grandparent, and the other two are like surviving, and I hope they will survive until I come home. But really, it's tough. So this semester is totally like a milestone for me. As much as I felt very sad at the beginning, now I felt like stronger. One thing that I noticed about me when I have to go through all of these calamity challenges, it makes me realize that Allah will never ever put me in a situation that I couldn't handle. He put me in a situation that I could handle, and it's not because I'm strong, it's because He will protect me, He will help me, He will guide me all the way. I would share like few things that I do, how I go through this whole situation without medicine. 1, pray. It's not just like the 5 daily prayer. No, it's more. It's like every single time I felt bad, every single time I felt sad, I would pray in my heart, like, God, whatever happened to me, whatever things that you put me through, please guide me through it. Zikir, always remember Him, makes me stronger. 2nd, I would reconnect with my friends and my families. I will talk to them every single day. One thing that is a blessing, I think, from all the calamity, all the challenges that I have to go through, is that Allah sent me beautiful people. He sent me like angels. They really take care of me. Like when I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder, like every day they would ask me, how are you? Like I got so much attention that I don't think I deserve, but I decided to take everything positively. Like when some bad things happen to me, I know it's for good reasons. I become more I bonded more with my friends. I talked to my family more, like sometimes every day I would call them. Thirdly, always do something that will make you happy. And I have to go through all these challenges. My friend told me like I was very cheerful. I don't look sad. I think I know how to act well in front of people, but really I don't want to think about my sadness. I don't want to think about my depression. I don't want to think about my anxiety disorder. I don't want to think about my problems. So what I will do is crack jokes and for myself to laugh. Always watch funny videos, find something interesting that would keep my mind occupied, take photos, bake, cook, do something that I really like, and I feel like that really helps me a lot to stay positive. What I did was reading. Reading is like very therapeutic to me. I would go to bookstores and buy books and read them even in the middle of the semester, which is very rare. I never tried that before, but this semester it really helps me a lot. When I read, I am in a different world, in my imaginary world, and it's like my little escapade. I'm like out of the reality. I'm like in another world that I create in mind, and it's a wonderful thing. So reading really helped me. Lastly, I always talk to myself. I would look at the mirror and I'm like, Aliah, you can do this. Aliah, you are the strongest person I've ever known. Even though it's not true, but talking to yourself alone in private, not in public, because people might think you're crazy, definitely helps. You can receive a lot of hatred comments out there, but when you yourself compliment yourself, it's like another level of boosting your self-esteem. For like 1 hour about this topic, but I don't want to be very boring, so I hope you like this video. Aliah, in the future, if you're watching this, know that you have gone through worse. You have gone through the milestone in your life, and inshallah you will be a better person. So Aliah, you can do this.